In the early 1900s, prospector Jim Butler and his wife Bill discovered a rich silver seam. Soon the word was out and people came from all around. Within a year, the town of Butler, later renamed Tonapa, became a bustling community of 650 people. This began the 40-year production of mining silver and gold. The Belmont Mine was the source of fortune and tragic events. The deep hole that you see here is called a stope. Dug out by miners in 1900 to 1901, they dug 100 feet down for their ore, and then they placed timbers to keep the holes from collapsing. Later, mining took stopes down to 500 feet. At first, miners removed the silver ore from the surface. But as the stopes deepened, miners used vertical shafts and horizontal tunneling, called drifts, to remove the ore safely as they approached it from the side. They raised the ore buckets from deeper veins with animal-powered pulleys at first, but later mechanical hoist structures were used. This was just the beginning of 40 years of mining silver and gold. The Belmont Mine was the source of many fortunes and tragedy. On the morning of February 23, 1911, it began like any other day, but soon that changed. There was smoke coming from the Belmont Mine, and the miners could not locate the source of the fire. They were not trained in firefighting, and with the complicated air currents within the mine, it caused a dangerous shootout of smoke. They attempted to seal the blaze, but the smoke and lack of communication led to the miners being trapped. During the fire, around 6:30 a.m., Big Bill Murphy, a 29-year-old cage operator at the Belmont Mine, had just begun his shift. The miners were exiting the smoke-filled tunnels, and panic set in among them. There were still men trapped underground, but nobody came forward to descend back into that mine. They did not want to return to the nightmare they just escaped. But then one man came forward. He was Big Bill Murphy. He stepped into the cage and signaled to descend. He went down to the 1,100-foot level. Then he guided confused and unconscious miners to the cage, brought them back to the surface, and helped with their unloading. He descended a second time and brought even more miners up. At this time, he told the other miners that he was nearly done in, but still he made a third descent into the mine. He never made it back. The fire was put out the same night by an organized party. The bodies of the miners were recovered the next morning. All in all, 17 individuals fell victim to the Belmont Mine Fire. 14 of the miners were buried in the old Tonapa Cemetery, marking some of the last burials in that historical site. Big Bill Murphy emerged a hero for his bravery, and the town erected a statue in his honor by the post office in Tonapa. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.